What's up, wrestling world? This is Mark Cates coming to you with another Pro Wrestling Weekly update. First of all, I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, whatever you celebrate. I hope it's great. Now to start, this week I'm gonna start off with Winter WarZone 2010, which was held December the 18th in Wentworth, North Carolina. Where SCWA had its end of the year event. Now, I have to say this turned out to be one hellacious event. So, the show started off when I unfortunately had to go out and tell everyone a message, since, you know, if you've been following SCWA, you know, you've seen a couple of, back September 18th, I lost control of being the general manager to none other than Cornelius Lumpkin. So he ordered me to go out and make a couple announcements, and I did. And the announcement was that he had pretty much told JB Smooth to stay home for the evening, and he had appointed a special guest announcer, which was none other than the Rebel Mike. I was also told to say that since the Raging Rebel had unfortunately, due to back injury, on November the 5th, had to step away from SCWA temporarily, is what I'm hoping. I know he said that he didn't know exactly if it was for good or for what, but, you know, temporarily, that the real Rebel was back. So, you know, I went and told the fans. They really didn't care. What they cared about was the next thing that I had to say. And that was, I had told everyone that with my new group, Redemption, that we were going to have 6 total members of that group, not including myself, that I would just manage the group, but we would have 6. Christian York was the first, Kamikaze Kid was the second. So everybody was expecting me to name, you know, more members. So I pretty much told them that, unfortunately, due to some car troubles, Vordell Walker was unable to make it from Georgia, and he is member number 3. Go to YouTube, well, you know, search Vordell Walker, and you'll be surprised. Actually, January the 8th, he's got a match with Damian Wayne, and now it is final that February the 12th, live in Wentworth, North Carolina at No Remorse, it's going to be member of Redemption Vordell Walker versus member of 21st Century Damian Wayne. More information to come about what kind of match that will turn out to be. I have not been able to speak to both parties, so we'll see what happens. You never know what Lumpkin's going to try to throw in there. Then I named a 4th member, and it was none other than Big Daddy Eric Edwards himself. Now, you gotta stop and think, you know, me and Big Daddy have been side by side through all the battle. Yes, unfortunately, temporarily, we're putting a hold on 3E. He's still the commander. He's still the world's strongest man. You know, but I had to have my right-hand guy right there beside me. You know, through thick and thin, we've stuck it out, and through thick and thin, we will win this war, Lumpkin. No matter what you think, one day I will get control of my company back, and I will make you pay for everything you've done. Now, I'm not going to get on Lumpkin just yet. So, after that, Rebel Mike came out to start the show. First match we had Damon Diamond versus Wayne Taylor versus Justice. Now, this match was very good, and, you know, basically, it got out of control, and the ref had to basically, you know, call it a no contest. Wayne Taylor and Diamond have this heat between each other, and this is definitely going to go further. I definitely see this becoming a match January the 8th. Everything's not final on that yet, but I really seriously see this turn out. Now, Justice, I mean, he seemed like he was really ticked off. He seemed more like not the good guy that, you know, is part of 3E. Maybe he's a little upset that we broke the group up for a little while. I don't know, but here in a few minutes I'll tell you the next thing he done, which was a shock to us all. Now, the second match was supposed to be Corey Etzel versus Chris Severin, and due to travel problems, Chris Severin was unable to make it. So, the third match was SCWA's rock star himself, Johnny Roxville, with his new tag team partner, Arrogant Eric. Now, the reason for this was there was a new babyface, good guy, high flyer group put together in the form of JT Smooth and Chris Phoenix. Now, these are two great young talent, and they had formed this tag team, and Johnny Roxville and Arrogant Eric challenged them, and unfortunately, you know, in my opinion, you know, when you see the match, you'll be able to see yourself that JT Smooth and JT Smooth and Chris Phoenix had Roxville and Eric beat. I think JT Smooth, if I remember right, JT Smooth had hit his finisher and, you know, had it pretty much taken care of. And for some reason, you know, things just, I don't know, but Roxville pulled out a foreign object, nails JT, I believe. The referee calls it off. Next thing you know, Roxville's punching the ref. I might have that a little bit mixed up, but needless to say, Lumpkin fined Roxville. And this is like, what, the fourth or fifth time, Roxville? I mean, come on, man. You're going to be out of money for it's over with all these fines. But, so that was basically a DQ. Now, the fourth match was the Lovely Ladies, where we had Melissa Coates challenging the SCWA Ladies Champion, Persephone. Now, this was a really good match. I'll tell you, Melissa Coates, she is a dominant female, and she really took it to Persephone. Now, you know, Persephone being, you know, she's good. She knows what she's doing, but this mean streak she's had here lately, I mean, the fans still love her, don't get me wrong, but this mean streak, you know, it came into play, and Persephone walked out still the SCWA Ladies Champion. Now, all these matches are coming soon to SCWAMindshocktv.com, so keep your eyes out. Plus, they'll be on Mindshock TV, live on Time Warner Channel 69. More info's on SCWAWrestling.com about that. So, next we had the awaiting match, the one I've been waiting for, and that was the submission match between Marcellus King, the SCWA Southeastern Champion, and Big Daddy Eric Edwards. Now, this went back and forth. I'm not going to tell you but so much other than Big Daddy did it. He made Marcellus King humble, and he made him tap out, and he became the new SCWA Southeastern Champion. That is definitely a match to see. I promise you that one will be on TV. Then we had an intermission, and you know, the fans got to come out, go and meet Christian York and the ladies and get autographs and everything, while the crew put up the steel cage. That's right, steel cage, because we had 3 steel cage matches after intermission. The first steel cage match was the natural Robert Roma going up against York Daddy himself, Christian York, the SCWA Mindshock TV champion, and the title was on the line. And I'm going to tell you, this was a bloodbath. This was a hard-fought battle, back and forth, through thick and thin. Them boys just threw it at each other, and York Daddy came through for redemption. And but I have to give it to Robert Roma. You know, you got my respect, man. You gave it to York, and I have to say, you got my respect on that. So, yes, Christian York is still the SCWA Mindshock TV champion, and this match will also be available on TV very soon. Then we had the King of Pain versus J.W. Dalton. Now, they basically wanted to be announced as the hardcore originals of SCWA, and you can only imagine what happened in this one. This one was a hard-fought battle too. It was bloody, and King of Pain come out in the end, but J.W. Dalton seemed a little ticked off at the end. He wouldn't even shake Cannabis' hand out of respect. So I got a feeling that, you know, JW is, you know, there's something wrong here, you know, and I know a couple of shows ago, he said that he's not been given the respect and, you know, that he deserves in the company. I've done everything I can. He says I've held him back. I've not tried to hold him back. I've got nothing but respect for him. But he's got this new fuel in his fire, and I mean, it seems like that he's after cannabis for some reason. I think he feels like he's got something to prove. Cannabis told me later on that J.W. Dalton was ticked off. I don't know exactly what the deal was, but maybe we can get an update from J.W. before the next show, but I would not be surprised this doesn't turn into a rematch. Then we had the main event. And this one I really was looking forward to because I wanted to see who Lumpkin and Damian Wayne had as the mystery partner. I had been trying for over a month to talk to all the guys and find out, and nobody knew what was going on. And then I found out why I couldn't figure it out. Because it was one of my own who had turned on me. So Damian Wayne and Lumpkin go out to the ring, and then they named their newest acquisition to 21st Century. And it was none other than Justice. I mean, me and Eric, mainly Eric, you know, took this boy under his wing and tried to do everything he can. And Lumpkin throws him a couple of dollars, which probably was a lot of dollars. And he jumped ship. So they went against Simply Perfect. Now Simply Perfect, you just wait, because they had the best. Now, Roxville, I'm not taking nothing away from you, brother, but they had the best entrance I have seen in a long time, and I will put that up on YouTube. I'm working on that right now. They come out to Candy Shop, which actually being Candy Shop, I probably won't be able to put that on YouTube, so you may have to see that on Vimeo. Don't worry, I'll make sure everybody knows. It was off the hook. Them boys were out there shaking their booty, and then they got in that ring and they threw down. But unfortunately, like 21st Century does things, you know, they screwed them over, and Damian Wayne and Justice walked out as the new SCWA Tag Team Champions. And that one was a punch to the heart, because we worked hard. But my boys Simply Perfect, you know, they deserve a rematch. And I'm going to put it to you like this. Because I know Damian Wayne's out there, and I'm pretty sure you're going to watch this, son. And I'm throwing this out there for Simply Perfect. Sometime in the near future. I know you got, you know, plans January 8th with Vordell Walker and Wake Forest, and you got plans February the 12th in Wentworth. But maybe February the 26th, when SCWA presents Rumble in the Armory, maybe if you got enough cojones, you and Justice will show up and put them tag team gold up against Simply Perfect again. And yes, that is a challenge, so you let me know what you think. Okay, so I pretty much told you about Winter WarZone. I'm going to briefly, I told everybody I was going to speak about Highway to Helms. Get on the internet, search it, Highway to Helms, the controversial Gregor Helms show. I'm going to put it to you like this. I've had a lot of emails come my way about his comments to, or about Shawn Michaels. I'm going to put it to you like this. Gregor Helms is a man who has always stuck to what he believes. If he has a feeling or he has a thought, he will say it. He ain't scared to say it. I don't blame him for saying how he feels, because my question is this. Go and watch that video and listen to what he says, and then all the haters out there that want to attack Gregor Helms, let me ask you a question. How many freaking times have you stepped in a ring, and how many times have you been in a locker room to be able to truly see who that person is? 'Cause let me tell you something from experience. Now, I like Shawn Michaels as a wrestler, but I don't know him as a person, as the person, you know, but Gregory Helms does. So there must be some things that Helms knows that we don't know. And the man was asked a question, and he answered the question, and people didn't like what he had to say. But it was the man's opinion, and he has the right to his opinion. And he was not trying to get publicity and all this, that, and the other, because he ain't washed up. I've been following Gregory Helms since he was 16 years old and had his first match in North Carolina. And that man knows how to wrestle. He is a very good wrestler. And by the way, in my opinion, he was unfairly fired from the WWE. That's my opinion, but he was very unfairly fired from the WWE. He got a $25 ticket walking down the road while intoxicated, and he gets fired. And there's guys in the WWE left and right that's got DUIs, failed drug tests, and all this, that, and the other that don't get fired. Jeff Hardy only got fired because of his stuff because of Linda McMahon running for governor. And then, soon as that's all over, what they want Hardy back. But you know what? I'm proud of him for staying with TNA and rising to the top there and proving that the money ain't all it's about. So, search Highway to Helms. I don't disagree with Helms saying how he feels. Everybody has a right to their feeling. Now, we got to get to something more important here. And that is the sorry piece of scum known as George South. Nothing but a full-time paid jobber. Ain't never been nothing in his life. Wants to step up in the ring a few weeks ago with a man that I find as a dear, close friend and a friend to this business. He loves this business. He has a huge passion for this business. And that is none other than Rob the Boogie Woogie Man McBride. And George South wanted to have the nerve to get up in the ring and say that Rob McBride is not the real Boogie Woogie Man. That he's not the Boogie Woogie Man. Okay, everybody knows that Jimmy Valiant was the original Boogie Woogie Man. But anybody who has paid attention, I believe 2004, somewhere around there, the video's on YouTube, Jimmy Valiant himself, and everybody shouldn't, that's watched me, I've been close to Jimmy Valiant. Me and him's discussed this. I've seen the video. We've had the conversation. And Rob McBride was the bull, and he was a hell of a worker then. And Jimmy Valiant Rob McBride was a student. He went to boogie school, and Jimmy Valiant was proud of Rob. So he wanted someone who would respect and carry on the Boogie Woogie Man name the right way and the way Jimmy Valiant would be proud of it. And he asked Rob McBride to carry that name. And that's what Rob McBride accepted it with honor. And then George South, this piece of shit, wants to sit there and jump up in the ring and call him out. And let me tell you folks, this was real. This was real. This was crap. And you know what? I don't blame you, Rob. You know what, Boogie? If you go and you whoop his ass and beat him down, I do not blame you one bit. And I hope somebody can videotape it so I can laugh at the whole thing. I wish I could be there. Because you know what? George South ain't never been good at nothing but running his mouth. And he wants to get up there and slap the Boogie Woogie Man. That is crap. That is just a bunch of crap. And it was uncalled for. If you got a problem with someone in this business, after you've been in this business as long as you have, and you ain't learned this already, if you got a problem with someone, handle it in the back. Don't go out there in front of... And this was a show for the kids. Matt Houston was putting on a show for kids. And man, I'm proud of you for doing that. I love helping kids. We've done the Toys for Tots, and he was doing this for the kids. And you were there and supposed to be doing a show for good, and you're going to go out there and play a game like that. This is not a game. And Rob McBride ain't taking it like a game. And you know what? If I was you, I hope you're hearing this, because this is someone else telling you, like all the other people's already told you, you might want to watch your back. Because you've pissed him off, and I don't blame him for tearing you a new one. And I can't wait until he does. So Rob, we all love you, man. And don't you really truly worry about it, because we all know what's in your heart, and we all know what Jimmy Valiant done, and you have made that Boogie Woogie Man theme an honorable theme. You have carried it on just like Boogie did, and I know he's proud, and all of us, all your peeps are proud. So brother, we love you. Okay, now, I'm done. I've been going on for almost 20 minutes now. So everybody make sure January the 8th, SCWA presents a new dawn. Things are changing. We're going to toss it up a little bit, Lumpkin. I got some surprises for you, boy. Everybody check me out next week. Weekly update right here, SCWA Wrestling.com and YouTube. This is Mark Cates, and I'll see you next week.